The boardroom smells like leather and lies. I'm standing at the head of the table holding my proposal, 3 years of research that could save Delaya Foods from bankruptcy. My father sits across from me, arms crossed, jaw tight. Beside him, my sister Myra smirks behind her perfectly manicured nails. This sustainability plan is our only option, I say, voice steady despite my racing heart. The investors are waiting for. Enough, my father's voice cuts through the room like a blade. He doesn't even look at my charts. The board has decided. Effective immediately, Leona Delaya is removed from all operational roles at Delaya Foods. The room goes silent, someone coughs. I hear papers rustling. My proposal slips from my hands, pages scattering across the polished table. Myra doesn't move to help. She just watches, that same cold smile frozen on her face. Security will escort you out, he adds, standing now. His eyes finally meet mine and I see nothing, no regret, no hesitation. You'll never be as successful as your sister, accept it. The words hit harder than any slap ever could. 2 security guards appear at the door. I recognize Marcus. He used to bring me coffee during late nights when I worked on supply chain reports. Now he won't look at me. They walk me through the hall I've walked 1,000 times, past my old office, past the framed photos of Delaya family legacy, where my face was quietly cropped out last year. Employees stare from their cubicles. Some look away, others whisper. I keep my chin up, refusing to give them the satisfaction of seeing me cry. When we reach the lobby, Marcus finally speaks. I'm sorry, Miss Delaya. His voice cracks. I nod, unable to form words. Outside, the autumn air bites my skin. I hear the glass doors lock behind me with a final, heavy click. My car is parked 3 blocks away. I make it 2 blocks before my knees buckle. I lean against a brick wall, gasping for air. That's when the tears come, hot, angry, unstoppable. My name is Leona Delaya, and 5 years ago everything was different. I was 23, fresh out of business school, eager to prove myself. My father, Richard Delaya, built his frozen food empire from nothing. He was a king and Myra was his princess. I was the smart one, the useful one. When I introduced the idea of sustainable packaging, biodegradable materials that could cut costs and boost our public image, my father listened. For once, he actually listened. He called it brilliant. I stayed up for weeks perfecting the prototype, working with engineers, negotiating with suppliers. Then he announced it at the annual shareholder meeting. Thanks to my daughter Myra's vision, he said, while she stood beside him in a red dress, waving like she just won an award. I watched from the back row, invisible. That night I asked him why. He said, Myra has the face for this company, you have the brain, be grateful for your role. I learned to stay quiet after that. The family dinners were always the worst. Every Sunday we gathered at the estate, the sprawling mansion with the marble floors and the chandelier that cost more than most people's houses. My mother set the table with her best china, and we pretended we were a normal, loving family. This particular Sunday my father raised his glass. To Myra, he announced, voice booming across the dining room, our new Chief Innovation Officer. She's taking Delaya Foods into the future. Everyone clapped. My mother beamed. Myra blushed and played modest, touching her pearl necklace. I gripped my fork so hard my knuckles turned white. Chief Innovation Officer, that was supposed to be my position. I'd been promised it after the packaging project succeeded. Leona, my mother said gently, placing her hand over mine, you should be happy for your sister, learn from her grace. I excused myself before my face could betray me. In the bathroom, I stared at my reflection and whispered, you're not crazy, you're not imagining this. But some days I wasn't sure. The breaking point came on a rainy Tuesday. My father called me into his office, door closed, blinds drawn. He slid a folder across his desk. Inside were supplier documents, invoices, contracts, certifications, except the numbers were wrong, inflated, falsified. I need you to sign these, he said simply, leaning back in his chair. We're securing a loan. The bank needs proof of our supply chain stability. My hands trembled as I read the pages. This is fraud, Dad, if anyone finds out. No one will, his voice turned cold. Myra would do this without question, she understands loyalty. I closed the folder and pushed it back toward him. I can't. He stood slowly, jaw clenched. Then you're more useless than I thought. That night my access card stopped working. My company email was deactivated. My name disappeared from the employee directory. I slept on the office couch, too afraid to go home, too stubborn to leave. By morning, I knew I'd lost. I packed my desk in silence. No one said goodbye. The interns I'd trained avoided eye contact. The marketing team I'd built from scratch suddenly had urgent meetings to attend. I loaded my boxes into my car alone, each trip through the lobby more humiliating than the last. Myra sent a text as I drove away. "No hard feelings, sis, it's just business. Read." I didn't respond. I didn't block her either. I wanted to remember this moment, the casual cruelty, the empty heart emoji. I wanted to remember what betrayal tasted like. That night I ate instant noodles in my tiny apartment, and